So today's session will be in line with what we have done last time, that is the designing of the CE amplifier. And we have seen the design steps, but now LT spice wise there are some issues that we have to solve. So what we will do is we will keep in mind what we have to design. So the first thing that we will do here is we will just do this 1 minute. So this is the circuit that we are going to design today. And, let me add a page. This is the circuit that we are planning to design today. Now obviously when we say design and simulation, the design part we have seen in the class. So what we will do is we will pick up some values from there. So if you see here, the value of R1 and R2 is 47K and 12K. So we can just write it down here. So R1 is 7K, then R2 is, then RC, I think RC was, and RE was. So let us check the values. So R1, R2 was 47K and 12K. Then we have found out the values of RE was 1.2 kilohms, that is correct. And RC in the very beginning we have calculated, that is 2.5 kilohms. Now in SPICE you don't have to give the wattage rating because you are not physically going to connect the components, but yes, the values are important. Now here from this simulation you can also see that CI is 3.9 microfarads. So CI is, we'll just write here, so you can insert the symbol that you want. Just a minute. So where is the symbol of micro? Okay, forget it. Since we don't have time to. And here we have next thing, that is C0 is 1.2 microfarads and CE is 62 microfarads, 68 microfarads. And C0 was, how much was C0? I just forgot the value. (1.2 microfarads). So this is what we have to actually design. Now the transistor here is BC147. So this is BC147. So we'll see that, and Yes, we have to simulate this circuit. So let us simulate the circuit together. So first of all, you will open this and say amplifier, CE amplifier, underscore 1, and I'm just giving it today's date. I'm just saving. Right? What happened? And 5 new schematic, file save as. So first of all, everybody should do like this. Mithilesh, Shoham, Prasad, just confirmation. Are you able to see my screen and hear my voice properly?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Clear.
So we all will do this, all the circuits together, and
Hello, sir.
this is the first thing inside it. So like I always say that we should first always name the circuit properly, and let's name that CE.
Sir, my LT Spice is updating.
Now
Yes, sir.
my voice is
LT Spice is updating.
that is at your end, na?
Yes, sir.
So I think you can cancel the update and do this. There is no need for the update as far as lab sessions. So anyway, so you will have CE amplifier circuit. Now as from the diagram, it's clearly visible that we require 4 resistances. So I'm just putting it this way. We want a BJT. So we'll put a BJT. We'll write NPN. And I'll put it here. And then you should join this using the wires. So just move it down so that everything looks nice. So first you will make this much circuit and put the capacitors also. Rotate it and put it here. You will require one capacitor at the output, and you will require one capacitor across resistance. And don't forget the circuit ground. So one mistake students do is they like directly paste this ground. Just don't do that. If you do this, there is no connection between the ground and the wire. You should be able to see this blue dot. Okay. Okay. Now here we will have the input and the out. So just do this much. We will also require two voltage sources to power this whole thing. So we will type and this is our VCC. The value is let's say 18 volts our VCC, and let's rename it to VCC. So this was R1, this was R2. What was this? This was RC, this was RE. And the values here were R1 was R2 was RC
Excuse me, sir.
was 2.5 K. Yes.
Sir, could you repeat the name of transistor?
NPN.
Not sir, that diode means that you told na BC like
Huh? No, I didn't get you.
means which diode we have to pick.
Which diode? There is no diode. There is only transistor.
Okay, sir.
So you asking me how to open the component list?
No, sir, I got that.
This is what is the circuit that we are powering, and obviously we have to have an input without which we cannot actually work. So I'll call it as V in, and the input has to be sinusoidal in nature. So you can say DC offset is 0. You can take this as 10 millivolts, and frequency 1 kilohertz, and this is my meaning. That is the values of the capacitances. So I'll call this as C, and this is C, and the values. So this was 68. C in I think was, how much was C in? C in was 3.9 microfarads. And C0 was 1.2. So all of you will put this circuit in the chat box. Once you complete it, I will wait here for 5-10 minutes so that you will complete this. Come on, do this. So you can name here V out, and here you have to rename as V in. So put this circuit in the chat box once you complete it. Yes, please put this in the chat box. Any doubts in this? Any doubts why I have, from where I have taken it, how I have got this? So if you like see, what I did is I just took this source, I clicked on it, then I went to advanced, and you can apply different kinds of voltages. So we picked sine, okay, and then we gave some value to it. Okay. So the DC offset, what is the meaning of that, I will just show you within some time. And but initially we'll keep this 0. And amplitude, so input cannot be very high because you are trying to amplify a signal whose amplitude is small. So V in you have to give it very small. Frequency you can write anything, 1 kilohertz, 2 kilohertz. It all depends on you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how to put capacitance in microfarad?
So you right click on this, and here you see you can type only U. I did not type micro. I typed U.
Okay, sir.
So when I type UF, it takes it as micro. So if you again right click on this, you can see that U has got converted to micro. That's a good question. Yes, any question like this you should ask. This might be the question of many others. Yes, so do this and post the circuits in the chat box. I'm just renaming it with capacitance CE because shortly we are also going to see without capacitance. Okay, Harsh, your output is Harsh. Your CE is just 68. 68, so it will take 68 farads.
Okay, sir.
68 micro.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Prasad, go on.
Sir, why is that VCC one is made outside?
Why is the
Sir, that yes, that we you deleted.
no, that I just was there to show you that
Okay, sir.
convert this DC source into a sinusoidal source. So actually Spice has got only one symbol, that is source voltage. Now whether that voltage should be a pulse, it should be a DC signal, it should be sinusoidal, it has to be something else, that is totally up to us. So we have to right click on it and reconfigure the source as per our requirement. Yes, that is correct. So I want everybody to put the outputs here. I am waiting, unless I'll wait for 5-10 minutes, I don't mind. Okay, Mithilesh, your circuit is correct. Good. Okay, Pratik, let me check your output. Yes, it's correct. Now you can see that in our design, the beta value was, or the HFE value was 220 and HIE was 2.7 kilo ohms. So actually in LT Spice BC147 is not there, but BC547 is there. So let us check that. So I will right click on this. I will right click on the NPN transistor. I will say pick new transistor. So let me just expand this and let's try and see which is the transistor which is close to BC, the BC transistor. So you can see here BC547 has got a beta of 258. BC547B has got a beta of 294. BC 847 has got a beta factor of 182. So we want around 220. So this is, you can see 2 and 2222 has got a beta factor of 200, which is close to 220. So we can take that value, or you can take any transistor who has got beta factor in that range. Okay, so beta factor becomes 200. Or alternatively, we have the dot model command in our discretion, so we can use that also. One minute. So first what we will do is we will simulate with 2 and 222. So select this transistor and then say run in the chat, and then post this circuit in the chat box. So use this Q1, 2 and 2222. Now I want you all to put this circuit in the chat box. So I want to just ensure that all of us are on the same page. That is why I want you to post the circuits in the chat box. Okay, that's correct. Now let's click the simulation button. Okay. Let's click the simulation button. So first we'll run the transient analysis. So stop time, I'll say like 2 milliseconds. 2 milliseconds because our frequency is 1 kilohertz. So if I want to see one cycle of the signal, I will have to put at least 1 milliseconds as the stop time, so that I will be able to see one complete cycle. If I want to see 2 cycles, then I will put 2 milliseconds. If I want to see 3 cycles, then I will put 3 milliseconds. So you can just say dot try in 3 milliseconds, that's it. And now what you should first click here is vin. So you can see here, this is your input, and input is varying between something like plus minus 10 millivolts. Now if you want to like see the ticks, so we can have here 1 millisecond. And you can see here that exactly at 1, 2, 3 you get this. If you want like some more, 0.1, so we can have like this. So your X and Y you should always be able to identify properly. Okay. Now I'll add a trace here, or I can add one more plot plane, and we'll just expand this, and here I will add trace, which is my Vout. This is my Vout. So what you can observe here is that the input and output are 180 degrees out of phase. Okay, so when input is increasing, the output is decreasing, and so on. Now the question arises whether this is amplifying or not. Okay, so what I'll do here is, you can see Vout. So the peak value of Vout, if you just put it here, the peak value of Vout is around, you can see, 1.95. So I'll go to my circuit, and here I'll note down certain things. So Vout is equal to 1.95 volts, and Vin is equal to 10 millivolts. So I say OK, and obviously gain would be out upon Vin. So that is going to be 1.95 upon 10 millivolts, which is going to be 195. So gain is going to be 195. And you can very well observe that as per our calculation, the designed value should have been greater than 180, and we are getting around 195, so which is good, which is a good value. Okay, so this is how you should be able to test it. Now you all will put these two, circuit as well as the input output, in the chat box. Now what is the reason why did I plot this on separate graphs? So I will show you why. If I plot here, if I plot Vin and if I plot Vout on the same graph, okay, so you will not be able to see Vin at all. The reason, because Vout is like 195 times higher than Vin. So though there is some curve here, but you will not be able to see that properly. So that is the reason why we have plotted them in different graphs, because their y's are different. So just plot this and show me in the chat box. So put this in the chat box.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Sir, on y-axis, what we have taken?
nothing.
It's only we have to take x-axis.
Yes.
Sir, so how is this graph plotted?
How is this?
Sir, but there should be something on y-axis, no?
Yeah, so there is voltage, no? There is voltage on y, and on x there is time.
Time. Yes, okay, sir.
How do you plot a time varying waveform? Everything is plotted with respect to time, and
Yes, sir,
amplitudes
yes.
are in volts. Yes. Any doubts? Harsh changed the background to white. The waveform is visible, but we have to see with great difficulty.
Okay, sir.
So this analysis is called as the transient analysis. Okay, it is called as transient analysis, and you can see dot tran command is being used. Now if I want to see only 2 cycles of the signal, that is also possible. So instead of 3 milliseconds in dot tran, I will make it 2 milliseconds. Run the whole thing again, you can see just 2 cycles. If I write here 10 milliseconds, I'll be able to see 10 cycles. So you can see that there are 10 cycles. Okay. So I'm just saving this circuit file, save as score. And I'll write TRAN, that is transient analysis of circuit 1. Save it. I'll close this. Now I'll open my original circuit again. Where is our circuit? Okay. So this is our circuit. Now in this I will remove the dot tran and I'll save this circuit. So what you do is you again save this circuit to some other file. Okay. And now in this very same circuit, I'll just save this circuit as file save as. I will write underscore frequency. That means that is the frequency response of the amplifier. So now I want to see like what is the frequencies over which this amplifier can amplify. So first thing is the circuit is exactly the same. You will delete the dot tran and you will say run, and this time you will go to AC analysis and you can say the type of sweep is decade. Here you can say 0.1. Start frequency can be 0.01 hertz. 1 hertz and can be 10 megahertz, 10 mega, and here it says V out is floating. Okay, so another adjustment that you have to do here is, here you will write amplitude as 1. Okay, here you will write none, and here you will write amplitude as 1. That's it. And let's simulate this thing. So now what we want to see is what is V out. So you can see this is the V out, that is the response. Now I'll just make, instead of 10 mega ohms, I'll just make this as 100 mega and run this again, and you can see that this is like the response of the, this response you should get. And then I don't want to see this phase plot, so I'll remove that, don't plot phase. So you should be able to show me a graph which is like this. And if you want that it should be even more proper, then we can just change here, instead of start frequency as 0.1, we'll just make it as 1 hertz and run this. So you should get a graph which is like this. So first of all, I am expanding the circuit. So this is what we should get.
Sir.
This here, this connection is wrong. This, you are getting a dot here, no? Remove this scene and
Yes.
connect.
Okay, sir.
So first everybody put this circuit in the chat box. Put this circuit in the chat box.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, still I am getting the same graph for V out.
Can you post the circuit again?
Sir, I have removed that dot.
No, just put the circuit again. I want to see. Prasad,
Yes,
you,
sir.
you only tell me what is the error. Yes, so can somebody tell me what is the error here? You can unmute and tell. Anyone? What's wrong? So Prasad,
Yes, sir.
see the value of RC. How much should be the value of RC?
Sir, but before that was only, I think.
No. So put the values correctly.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Okay, Harsh. So you all should get this like me. Now, Harsh, see here. So now I can see many are plotting this, but I want to see somewhat like this. Okay, so the circuit and the graph. Now if you just expand this graph and if you click on this screen will open here, see here. And if you move the cursor, you can see this magnitude value 46.56. You can see the magnitude value is as what, 46.56. Then you should also observe certain things here. So there is a phase. There is what? A phase 178.87 degrees. So we were saying the phase shift is 180 degrees out of phase, right? We were saying the phase shift is 180 degrees out of phase, but it is not 180. It is not exact 180. It is slightly lesser than that. Okay. So that is because of we are taking outputs across the capacitors and so on. So they introduce a slight phase shift of, actually it should be 180, but yes, because there are some inter-electrode capacitances and so on, we get this phase shift which is slightly different. So what actually happens is, I wanted you to see this, because if I just see this dot tran analysis of the transistor, and if I run this, and if you see V out, and inside this I will plot another plane, and if I plot here V in, by looking at this graph, you will not be able to, you will feel as if this is like 180-degree phase shift. You will feel it that way, because our eyes cannot make out that 2-degree phase shift, okay, but the simulator can. So this is what you need to understand when it comes to the graphs. So this is dot tran, this is the output of the frequency analysis. So from the frequency analysis we came to know that, okay, the range of frequencies is where this flat portion is. So let's say if you are trying to amplify a boy's voice, and at the same time you are also trying to amplify a girl's voice, or let us say you are trying to amplify a song which is a duet song, which is having two main frequencies, one of a girl and other one of a boy, but whether both the frequencies will get amplified with the same gain or not, that is the question. And generally those frequencies will lie around like 1 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz, and that is where the gain is constant. So we can say that, okay, both the voices of different frequencies will get amplified by the same amount. So as an engineer we should know, or we should be able to find out which frequencies, or what is the range of frequencies over which my gain is constant. And the range of frequencies over which my gain is constant is called as the bandwidth of the amplifier. So first thing is, I want you to now show me this transient as well as the frequency response together. So I want these two circuits, dot tran and dot frequency response together. Now we'll come back to this little bit later, but now I want to know the range of frequencies. Okay, so first thing is, how much is the gain? You can see here at constant, if you just move the cursor in the constant range, you can see that the magnitude is 46.56. 46.56. So what it means is 46.56 dB is equal to 20 log of gain. 20 log of gain. So if you divide 46.56 by 20, so we'll do a quick calculation here. Just a minute. So 46.56 divided by 20, that is 2.382. Okay, and anti-log of this is going to be gain. So can somebody tell me what is the anti-log of this? Post your answers in the chat box. What is the anti-log of 2.382? Remove your calculators. Yes, what is the value?
So 240.990.
2?
240.990.
240? No, you are. I think you are taking ln. You have to take log to the base 10.
Yes, sir.
So tell me what is the anti-log of this to the base 10? Or simply you can put 46.56 minus 20 log of x and then press shift solve. You should get the value of x. You don't even have to take anti-log. Calculator will do the job for you. So what is the value of gain? Okay, Prasad, you will get the correct answer. Yes, what is the value of gain? 46.56 minus 20 log of x. If you put this in the calculator and shift solve it, how much will be the value?
212.81.
212.81. Okay, I'll just write it down. Two 212.81. Fine. So the values both ways should be the same. Now my question is that every now and then like this we should see input output and measure with the help of this cursor. Can we write some command which can directly give me the value of gain and bandwidth? Okay, so while you post this in the chat box, I want to see this two circuits and graph. Not all of you have posted it. First you post this in the chat box, then I will show you an automated way of calculating bandwidth and gain.
Sir, I'm not getting same graph for frequency analysis.
What are you not getting?
So I'm not getting the same graph for frequency analysis.
Then what are you getting? Can you put it in the chat box?
Yes, sir.
So if this is our graph, and if we take this in the our editor, how we can calculate the gain and the, so that is the question. So let's address that. Okay, so this was our so now you should understand here that this value here, this max value was 46 point something, right? Okay, 46.7, let's see. So you can write 46.7 is equal to 20 log of x, and when you put this value, so the only unknown is x, so x should come around 200 to something, 200 or something. You should get x around 200. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want the bandwidth. So what I should actually do is this maximum value, so this maximum value that we got is 46.7. If you want the bandwidth, then what we have to do is we have to draw a line parallel to the maximum frequency like this, and this line should be drawn 3 dB below this, should be drawn 3 dB below the maximum. So if this is 46.7, this should be 43.7. Now this line will cut this graph at 2 points. Okay, so when you extend these points down, when you extend these points down, you will get lower cutoff and higher cutoff, lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency, and the difference between the two is going to be the bandwidth. So bandwidth will be fh minus fl. So this is the operation that we have to do now. Okay, and to see it from the graph, this 3 dB exactly below this is very difficult to see that way. So what we can do is we can write a straightaway command in the, I'm just closing this transient circuit. So we can straightaway write a small command and get the values of gain. So first thing is, have you posted all the 4 circuits? Let me see, Harsh has done this. Okay, so this is the way you have to post it, everybody of you. Mithilesh, what is the problem? You are getting the same circuit. Acha, you are saying,
Sir, my graph is wrong.
no, why your graph is wrong? Your graph is correct. Are you saying you are getting this green line? Do you feel the graph is wrong because of this green line?
No,
Mithilesh,
sir.
then why it is wrong? It is correct. Your maximum values are also at 46 only, na?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Why is it wrong? It's correct. See, uh, when you just plot it in half the page, now it will look like this. You are plotting it in full screen, right? So it is an expanded view of that. It's not wrong. Okay, anyways. Now we want to write. We want like I don't want to see the cursor and everything. ठीक है, एक बार देखने के लिए हमने देख लिया. That input and output are 180 degree out of phase, and we also saw how to measure the actual phase shift between the two signals. So that is also fine. Now what we want here is a command to calculate the gain directly. So I'll go to the spice directive. I will write dot mesh in. So I am creating a variable dot measure gain. Okay, and that is going to be the magnitude of dot measure gain. Measure the gain at voltage V out. Now you may say that array this command is measuring the voltage at V out. So no, this command is measuring the gain at V out, because here we have made, you can see AC1. AC1 means we have made the input as 1. So output, whatever output is, that is the value of gain. Then I also want the 3 dB gain. So that is, I'll write dot mesh value 3 dB or 3B dot measure value 3B, and that value is gain divided by root of 2. Gain divided by square root of 2. And then I will write dot measure bandwidth dot measure, and we have to measure that bandwidth when command is strict, trigger the measurement, and the magnitude as a voltage value of V out, that is the rising voltage value, equal to value D Okay, so we are write the values of trigger the bandwidth measurement at 3 dB values, and Nice. Just 1 minute. Huh? I'll tell you the exact command. dB value during fall. So this is the command that we will put and we will simulate. So again it simulates, that means everything is proper. 1 minute, I will show you the command. And here in Spice we will go to view and we will see the error log. So here you can see that gain, this is the lower cutoff, so gain calculation is here and the value of the measurement. But 1 minute, the out mode is floating. So okay, so I'll connect one 10k resistance here, see with load. Okay, so the small error is I just skipped a T. And now let's again measure and view. There's some more problem there. So gain, okay. So I missed one more line here, that is value 3 dB gain param. Let's run it. So you can see the graph won't get affected, only the values don't get populated if we are not. So you can see here that the 3 dB value is 156.99 dBs. Okay, but that is something funny. So let me just see. dot measure gain magnitude of V out, which is correct. Then dot measure value 3b param gain divided by SQRT of 2, correct. Dot measure one. Why is it showing magnitude V of V out equal to value 3b equal to 1? This is right. One. Anyways, so what we are getting is the value of gain here. Kilesh, are you getting? Yes, so I want you all to first post these 4 outputs, okay? So I'm just posting these lines in the chat box so that you can use them directly. Okay, so these lines you will use, and now I am running these things here. You will get your plot, that is not a problem. So it's almost the same, and you can do it with or without this resistance. So I'm running this. Now you can see here the maximum value of gain is 46.56. The gain value at 3 dBs is 43.5592, and the bandwidth is directly given here. That is, this much is the bandwidth, and it tells you the start frequency from, and it gives you the stop frequency too. So if you use these commands, then you will get this. Now what are these commands? So first thing is dot measure gain. We have to write max magnitude V of V out. Max magnitude means it will give me this maximum magnitude, and the same thing we just now saw here in the spice error file, that is this. Now this gain is from which frequency to which frequency, that it gives you here. Okay. Now the next question that we had is what is the 3 dB frequency? So I got the maximum 46. Now what is 3 dBs below that? That is 43.7 के आसपास आना चाहिए. So are we getting that? Yes. So we are getting this 43.559. Okay. Now once we get this, we want to know that what is this F1 and F2, and finally what is this bandwidth. So now what I am telling the spice command here is, you can see here that dot measure bandwidth, trigger the magnitude measurement, V of V out when value 3B rises. So when you reach the 3 dB value, during a rise, so when you are rising the 3 dB, tell me that 3 dB value when you are rising. So that is the command here, that is trigger magnitude measurement, value 3B rise equal to 1. That means the first time it is rising. Then here you can write 2 also, but that is the second time. Then you can write 3, you can write 4, you can find out n number of frequencies by using this command, but here we have only 2, one rise and one fall, you can see. So we are saying that okay, give me that 3 dB frequency where my graph is finally falling. So I say equal to last. So sometimes I might not know what is the end, so I just say whichever is at the last, give me that. So that is what we write here, and then we get this graph. So now you get the same graph, everything is same, but now the spice has measured for you gain, 3 dB gain, bandwidth, lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency. And where you can view that, you can click on the circuit, you can go to view, and then you will go to spice error log, and you can find all your values here. So now any time you do a circuit, what you will be interested is in these parameters only. So you just change the values and get the desired outputs. So are you getting this? So now you all will use this command and show me the graph like this. I want to see circuit, the graph, as well as this. Put your answers in the chat box. Harsh, remove this 10K resistance because in our calculation we have not taken amplifier with load, na? So you can remove.
Okay, sir.
See, I have also not included that. But definitely one thing you can observe, Harsh, that when you connected the load, the gain decreased, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mithilesh, your output is correct. So again, I am going back to my original circuit, circuit 1. Closing this circuit. Okay, Harsh, what about others? Prasad, what about others? Others also have to post this. Once you are done with this, then only I'll go ahead. Are you done with this? Now you will post the outputs on a similar line. So all this we have done with CE, right? We have done this with CE. So now we want to see what happens to the circuit when we do it without CE. So what I'll do is I'll just pick up this .tran circuit. Okay, and I'll save it as without CE. Okay, and in this circuit now I will delete the CE. We will run this thing in a similar way. So you should be able to see that the gain has reduced. Okay, initially it was like very high gain, but now the gain has just become 2 or 3. So the gain reduced like anything when you remove the value of C, and something similar if you do with tran. Let me just save this file, save as without CE, and in this circuit if I again remove the CE, okay, one minute, file open, without C, and now we want frequency. Okay, so this frequency response file, save as, I'll say CE, I'll save it, I'll run it, and I'll see where we are. Don't plot phase. So here in this case I had this, right? So we'll remove the C value from this and we'll try and run this. So you can see from 46 dBs the gain came to 6 dBs. So the gain drastically reduced when you did that. So now I want to see these 4 outputs like this, that is without CE. And we have done this in class, so this is called as degenerative feedback. And if you want to see the bandwidth, so let's see that. You can click on this and go to view and see the error log, and very well you can see the gain is 6 dB. You can see that and the 3 dB gain is just 3 dBs below this, and here the bandwidth has like now increased. Okay, so gain reduces but bandwidth increases. But then if the gain is not satisfactory, that bandwidth is also of no use to us. Because first and foremost, what an amplifier should do is it should amplify. Okay? If the amplification is not satisfactory, then that increase in bandwidth is of no use. So actually speaking, the bandwidth, the gain should not reduce, but the bandwidth should increase. So do we have such amplifier? So the answer is yes. But do we have it in your course? The answer is no, because that requires a multi-stage operation. So you can do that by using a CE, common emitter cascaded with common collector. When you do that, your bandwidth increases but gain does not decrease. So show me something like this. Okay, Mithilesh, good. You could do this. Well, others also have to do this. It's just a matter of saving the same file and removing the capacitor. That's it. So how do we like plot the, now how do we see the input impedance? Okay, let's see that also. So I'm just taking this file, okay, and I will just save it as something else. File, save as. So let me not use these files. File open, I'll say, I'll take this frequency file, I'll say save as, and I'll say underscore RI. That is the, and what we will do is, to, if you want input impedance, then there are certain things that you need to do. So first thing is, what we will do is, we will connect a test voltage source. So I'll cut this, and instead of this I'll connect a test source. So I'll connect the test source here, I'll name it as test, and it will not have any value. So I'll just say amplitude is 1. DC value is nothing. So phase is 0. So you will do like this, and then let's plot this. So what we want to plot here is we want to add a trace, but we want to add like V test upon I test. So what I will do is I test is already available, but V test is not available here. So I'll just mark this as V test. This is V test. Again I'll run this and I'll say add trace, and this time I'll just say V test. I am not able to see V test. Okay, so you will get this, and I can write here add trace. V of test voltage divided by I of test we can just write V in V in divided by I test. So you just make it linear, and you can see the value here, okay, which is like this. You can remove this don't plot phase, and this was our input impedance. So you can see that our if you want to like measure this value, you can. It is around, in the central part you can see it is around 1.8, 1.9, okay, 1.8 to 1.9 kilo ohms, and our calculated value in our problem of Ri, let's check how much that was, just to be on the safer side. So it should also be around that much. I think it was 2 point something, 2.109. So let's see our problem. Ri calculation we have already done during the calculation of Ci. So you can see Ri was 2.105, and what we have got is, you see in the It's around 1.9 kilo. So it's pretty close. Okay. So calculated and observed will always be having some difference. So that is very obvious. But that's the way to calculate this. So similarly, you can also connect so you can ground this input whenever you are calculating output impedance. We always write that input side is connected to ground. So that is what you will do and connect the test source here. So file, save as, and just say RO. And in this circuit, what we want to do is we'll pick this up and connect it at the output. Do some changes here. And we'll connect here ground. And now no longer we'll have a Vout. So this is just Vtest. And from here also you should remove this and we'll connect this to ground. And now run the simulation. So we can add trace here and very well we can write Vout, or we can name this node test. Name it here Vtest. Again run it. Try to add trace. So now we got V of Vtest divided by Itest. So I got this. Okay. And if you want, like, this is already in kilo ohms. If you want to measure this, you can, obviously. So in the central range, you can see the magnitude is 2.37 kilo ohms. And if we see our problem during C0, R0 was almost equal to RC, so that is 2.3 ohms. So 2.5 is almost very close to 2.3. So we get our R0 and Ri also from this. So we saw transient analysis, we saw AC analysis, we saw frequency analysis, we saw how to get the values of gain, bandwidth, frequency without even looking at the waveforms. And so I think we have exhausted the complete analysis of the transistor. So that's what is expected at the end of the day, and we should be able to do that. Yeah. So that's what we want here. See here how I am doing this. Again, I am showing you the input kind of a thing. I'll connect this here. And in this, we make this advanced, close, make this, delete this value. This is 1, 0, say OK. This is voltage. And the node here, we will name it as Vtest. So run this and now add trace, but you want Vtest divided by I test. And I just remove this, and here this has to be in linear. So when you say linear, it will come in kilo ohms. So yes, you all should now plot this. Okay. So we plotted input impedance, output impedance, everything. So have you understood this, or do you have any doubts? So that's it from my side for today.